Why has someone traded these irons already in? Because it's one of my guilty pleasures when finding clubs in replay golf. Figuring out why someone that obviously got custom fitted for brand new irons, but then obviously 6 months, I don't know, 7 months maybe, already got rid of them. So let's shed some light on why I don't think this build is correct, potentially stop you guys making the same mistakes, because believe it or not, hitting a wedge 163 yards is not good for your golf game. Now, even though I don't showcase newer clubs on the channel, mainly second hand, I have to say I'm a big fan of this Ping iron. I mean, dare I say, it doesn't look like the normal chunky Ping irons that I'm used to having in here. Here's a Ping G410, and we will do some side-to-side testing at the end for more affordable options. But going on side-by-side testing, the G430 just looks sleeker. That cavity back just hides neatly behind. And I have to take my hat off to Ping because they've actually brought out a Ping iron that, dare I say, looks appealing. However, first Ping iron to reach the 29-degree 7-iron mark. And don't get it wrong, there's plenty of manufacturers that have done this in the past, very de-lofted offset iron heads. So to be honest, this really isn't having a go at Ping, but more of a case, who built this set of irons and why have they already been traded in at replay? So let's go through some detective work. S300 stiff, mid-launch shaft, very common. Blue dot lie angle, very much standard length and obviously standard size grip. Not to mention full set. I mean, 4-iron and everything. This was the first alarming club, the 4-iron, or should I say, a 2-iron. 19 degrees. This is a 2-iron. This is 1 degree off being called a driving iron. Wow, it sounded like a driving iron. That is a solid thud. Can we get 250 with the 2-iron? 256. Maybe the club fitter was just saving him money on the top end of the bag. Don't bother with the G430 driver. Don't bother with the G430 5-wood. Just use this thing. Have to say, it's very difficult to hit. I'm used to normally hitting stuff low lofted. 257 pull hook. Oh yeah, she's good. She's gone. 265 yards with a 2-iron. So considering the set makeup, 4 to pitching wedge, not to mention dynamic gold 105 mid-launch, S300 shafts, these are around 110 grams if I'm not mistaken. I can say with utmost certainty that this guy's swing speed would be above 90 miles an hour with a 7-iron. That you wouldn't put a 4-iron, why would you give the guy a 4-iron if you couldn't get it off the ground? Realistically, that 4-iron has to be traveling at 95 miles an hour plus to even get off the ground. Which means that this 7-iron at 90 miles an hour, 92 miles an hour, somewhere around there, is almost going 200 odd yards. To prove a point, let's just go a bit slower. That's about more like it. 88 miles an hour, well within the stiff flex range, and we've just got over 186 yards push with our 7-iron, or should I say 6-iron. In reality, you could swing just under 95 miles an hour. If it's just a standard club fitter and they go, oh yeah, 94 miles an hour, just in the stiff flex range. I mean, this thing's gonna go an absolute mile. For argument's sake, I wonder how far I can hit this 7-iron. Has reached the apex of 150, it's coming down. Can we get 218 yards to start taking a 7-iron off the tee? This to me just screams athletic beginner, a guy that's just starting the game. And don't get me wrong, these are incredibly forgiving. Great looking iron heads, and if you're not hitting the middle and the toe and the heel, you need the help. You want it to go up there. However, for that athletic beginner that just practices a tiny bit more, works on his swing path, shortens the swing, gets it a bit tighter, maybe gets a tiny bit faster as well, all of a sudden you're hitting your 7-iron consistently 190, 200 yards. And that's not the issue. The issue is this thing right here. wedge, 42 degrees. Let's be safe. Let's say he swung his 7-iron at 88 miles an hour, 87 miles an hour. So realistically, this wedge is going to be just above maybe 80, 81, somewhere around that ballpark. 82 on the dot. And we have hit our pitching wedge 151 yards. Now Ping have conveniently solved this solution with their Ping G430 gapping range. Basically a pitching wedge, a gap wedge, a sand wedge and a lob wedge at the bottom, because let's be honest, that's a 9-iron. But even for that player, hitting your pitching wedge 150 yards, 140 yards, it's just too high. It's too high launching for that speed. If I'd found these in replay golf with a graphite shaft 6-to sand wedge, I wouldn't say anything. I'd be like, well, you obviously just didn't like them. Didn't like the feel, didn't like the sound, traded it in, wanted to get something different. But I can guarantee the person that got these probably had a lesson, went for another club fit, going, I hit everything too far now. And they said, you need something more lofted, a bit more controlling, isn't going to be as forgiving off the off-center hits, but it does mean that your 7-iron won't go 200 yards. But let's compare it to a slightly cheaper model with, let's be honest, probably pretty similar performance. Okay, we're 160 out from the flag. We're going to go 80 miles an hour. That felt like a pretty good, sensible swing for this head design. 75 miles an hour in terms of club head speed. 1 degree more loft with this than the G430. I've put the same shaft in both of these, by the way. Stiff S300, same length, same lie angle. Now I've just got to hit a 75 mile an hour swing. Oh, to be fair, I've hit that a bit toey and a bit faster. Oh, blood. Oh, we've done it. That's got to be a carbon copy. 2 miles an hour faster. However, I took out the two awful swings, G410, 105 ball speed, but 2 miles an hour slower. So virtually the same launch, virtually the same spin, maybe caught the G430 a tiny bit better. 153, 156, 169, 170. Point is, my human error was the difference between virtually the numbers of these two clubs. And if you're an athletic beginner that wants ultra forgiveness but feels they need a heavy, stiff shaft, highly recommend just getting training wheels with the G410, as you'll probably outgrow them in 6 to 9 months and probably need something a bit slimmer than both of these. Guys, if you have any questions on your bag or your golf swing, sasgolfacademy.com. I'll catch you guys later.